Developing right now at 9 o'clock. The winter storm is starting to cause some problems on the roads. There are backups developing on highways, mostly in Forsyth County. Less than an hour ago, hundreds of National Guard troops landed in Greensboro, ready to assist if needed. And our Tanya Rivera sent in video showing sleet coming down in Kernersville. It's hard to see. You really have to squint your eyes, but listen, you can certainly hear it out that way. A viewer in Cold Flat shot this sleet starting to stick to the ground. This is why we're expecting big problems on the roads later tonight. And snow is falling in the western part of the Piedmont Triad. This video from Pilot Mountain, not a lot of it, but enough to start having a dusting there. A live look now over our sky cams. You can see that it's still just a bunch of clouds, not really what we had expected at this point, but you know, the storm did move in later than expected. Still, it is not good to let your guard down. We are in the middle of a WFMY News 2 weather impact alert. Hey there, I'm Ben Briscoe. Our weather team says this winter blast still poses a serious danger for all of us. Power outages are already reported. Winston-Salem had about 800 a little while ago. Duke Energy said the equipment just stopped working. It's not clear if that's because of the weather or some other reason, but our team expects widespread outages once the freezing rain kicks in tomorrow. In case the power goes out for a long period of time, you'll want to be ready. Have a flashlight with a stash of extra batteries. Also make sure your phone is plugged in and charging right now. State Highway Patrol and the National Guard have been activated. They include nearly 500 soldiers, 182 vehicles, and 3 Black Hawk helicopters. We are continuing team coverage until the impacts of this storm are totally gone. Tonight, our team is spread out across several counties, bringing you updates on conditions and last-minute preps. Let's start with Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley, who got an update on the system as it moves in.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, it's starting for sure here at 9 o'clock as we go. Think about it this way. We're just beginning. We've got about 24 hours to go. And that's just when the precipitation stops. At that point, we're going to have to see what kind of damage there is and kind of go from there. But one step at a time, right? What we've been telling you for a couple of days, I haven't really changed this graphic for a couple of days, honestly. Major impacts from sleet and ice. You should be prepared now to be stuck where you are for a couple of days. Don't be going out. We're getting word now, and we'll hear more from our crews, that the roads are already in pretty tough condition in some spots. Power outages, they're expected. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to lose power, but unfortunately, all of us have that risk, and that's something of a concern, mostly for tomorrow. Want to show you right now how cold it is outside. Temperatures are in the teens right now. 17, 17, 18. That's just tough to deal with. And not only are we seeing sleet, I'm already getting a couple reports of freezing rain. It's almost shocking to me that we're already seeing that. And if that's the case, that's not a good sign going into tonight and into tomorrow. That would mean we're really in for some serious levels of icing for our area. We look around the south. This is not just our storm. It is a big one across a big area. And in fact, this stretches across most of the country. Our radar shows you the intensity pretty well of what's coming down outside. You can have heavier bursts, and we've seen a pretty heavy burst already of some sleet. That's still going on in our northern counties. Don't trust the coloration here. Most of this, of course, not falling as snow. Farther south you go, that's when it's a little bit lighter, and we have started to see some of the icing taking place. I just went to get something from my car here at the station. It's totally crusted over already. And sleet typically bounces off, but it can melt partially when it's hitting, especially a warmer surface like the ground or your car, which you might have used recently. Live look in Forsyth County, getting a couple of gaps in the action. We'll be tracking this on radar for you all throughout the rest of the evening. But look at this. Our futurecast indicates mostly sleet between now and the overnight hours, and then transitioning to freezing rain. A heavy amount of it going into tomorrow. Through the midday, we're only to lunchtime here, and then by Sunday afternoon, that's when this thing starts to wind down. Forecast models suggest we get to around 32 degrees. I don't really buy that. I think that's hard to believe and a little far-fetched. It'd be nice, but I don't really think that's going to help us. Our winter storm warning continues all the way through Monday. You say, why is that? It's ending tomorrow night. Well, we have this on the ground that'll be falling. You could pick up an inch or two of sleet overnight tonight in parts of the area, and this is the worst part. Freezing rain, possibly as much as half an inch or more in some areas. When you get that amount, it's a severe impact, and you see downed trees, downed power lines, and lasting impacts. So, bottom line, between now into tonight, into tomorrow, we're looking at bitterly cold air, temperatures that'll stay well below freezing, accumulating ice, accumulating sleet as well. And those impacts, they're a big deal, especially to travel and power outages as well. Our weather alert, that's going to continue all the way through Tuesday morning, because look how bitterly cold we are after this system, down to 7 degrees, guys.
So right now we are in the stage when the roads are starting to be a concern. Nixon Norman is live near Gallimore Dairy Road with a look at the current conditions in Greensboro.
Oh, Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley is not lying when he calls it bitterly cold. I think I'm getting cut in half by the wind. You'll notice I'm wearing this handy-dandy yellow vest, not only as an extra layer, but because I'm here off I-40. There's actually salt trucks going by right now. That's why I have to speak a little louder. But I just want to show you the conditions of the road. I'm going to step out of the way here, and I promise you, if we stay on this shot long enough, you will see people with their hazards on. Multiple. There one goes right there. That has been a sight we have seen since we showed up here about 30 minutes ago. And you can see there is some sort of precipitation building up on the road, likely sleet, and it is causing people, I mean, see that large truck go by? You have to be very slow, especially in a truck of that size. And you, maybe if my photographer pans over to the side, you can see those brine trucks kind of going onto the ramp here, again, just to kind of assist drivers who do find themselves out right now on the roads, probably going home. They can't help it. They just got to be on the roads right now. But of course, those hazards, they'll help you, and going slow will help you too. We are out here at I-40 near Gallimore Dairy Road, and we will continue to watch these roads, and we will continue to give you updates on what they're looking like as things continue to pick up throughout the night. Here off I-40, I'm Nixon Norman, WFMY News 2.
Hey Nixon, looking from the video, it's hard to tell. Is it still sleeting where you are? It almost looks like it's stopped.
That's actually a great question. I hadn't noticed that until you had just said it. There is not much falling from the sky right now. I mean, you'll see a little speck here and there, but as of right now, no, it is not coming down. But there is, it seems that it is cold enough on the ground that it is sticking somewhat.
Thank you, Nixon. As we mentioned, Forsyth County is already seeing several problems on highways right now. That's where Lauren Tier is in Forsyth County with a look at how fast the conditions are changing there.
Right, so I'm on an overpass right now off 421 in downtown Winston-Salem, and the roads to get here from where we just were over by the fairgrounds didn't see too much of necessarily ice accumulation on the roads, but we could see some sleet built up on the sides of the road. At this point, the sleet precipitation has really slowed down from where we were probably about an hour ago. But where I am here on the overpass, the roads just seem to be kind of wet right now. When you hear cars drive by, you can hear that kind of slosh of water. However, if you look down at the sidewalk, it's pretty slick. All right, I don't have the moves. My photographer was able to do the moonwalk on this. Unfortunately, I'm not talented enough to do that, but I can promise the sidewalks at the very least are pretty slippery. You can see some sleet accumulation along here as well. If I look over to 421, the cars over here are pretty sparse. Traffic is definitely not heavy. No one seems to be going too fast. It is a highway, so it's not like anybody's going under 20 miles an hour, but not a whole lot of people on the roads at all since I've been here again on this overpass over 421. This is in downtown Winston-Salem. Like I said, roads seem to be wet right now. Nothing too serious just yet, but we will continue to keep an eye out as things go into the night, as we get into colder weather and potentially have some problems on these roads. Live in Winston-Salem, I'm Lauren Tier, WFMY News 2.
Be careful moonwalking on that ice. Don't break a hip. Taking a look at the traffic right now, you can see all that yellow. Backups are starting again, mostly in Forsyth County right now, like we just heard from Lauren Tier, but all over the loop as well in Guilford County. When it comes to these winter storms, salting roads is a must. Meteorologist Claire Fry breaks down why the salt is needed to improve our driving conditions.
When it comes to winter, we're used to seeing those salt and brine trucks all over the roads. Even the slightest mention of wintry weather, it's part of the normal winter routine. But have you ever wondered how it actually works and why they spread it all over the roads? Let's raise that weather IQ. First, a basic science lesson. When water is in its liquid state, its molecules are loosely packed and move freely. However, when water reaches its freezing point of 32 degrees or below, it turns into ice, forming a rigid structure. This can cause big problems on the roadways with icy and slushy roads, reducing traction between your car's tires and the road's surface. So if we find a way to pull those tightly packed molecules apart, to do that, road crews spread a brine or salt solution. But contrary to popular belief, this actually doesn't melt snow or ice. It actually lowers the freezing point of water. So let's recap. The freezing point of water is 32 degrees, but when you add sodium chloride solution, it actually lowers the freezing point to about 15 degrees, but that only works to a certain point. If temperatures drop below 15 degrees, salt becomes essentially ineffective until temperatures rise above that threshold. With your weather IQ, I'm meteorologist Claire Fry.
Great information there, Claire. Let's check in on area roadways. You saw the map is a mess, so let's check in on Triad traffic here. From Forsyth County up through, say, Guilford County, you can see all of the yellow. This is what we want to see, drivers actually slowing down. Let's take a trip around the area here, starting off in Guilford County, Greensboro. You can see lots of yellows there on I-40, I-73 as well. Looking at some slower paces there. And so if we go over towards Winston-Salem, you could definitely see here, definitely some slower traffic right along I-40 there and towards 85 as well. A little bit further to the east, checking in on Kernersville, looking green for the most part. But if you're heading again on the interstate or maybe just south of the interstate, there are some slower drive times here. We're talking 36 minutes there from Greensboro to I-40 from Winston-Salem. That's going to take you about 36 minutes because people are going about 45 miles an hour. So you can see 51 miles an hour there, still green. 56 miles an hour. So people are slowing down. This is good news because you definitely do need to slow down. People not slowing down there from necessarily saying Lexington towards the highway there. But otherwise, we're looking pretty decent with some of those drive times. Some places a little slower, some places not so much. And so we're going to continue to watch that sleet come down, accrete on those, or accumulate, I should say, on those roadways and cause some issues across the Triad this evening.
So for most people so far tonight, it's just been sleet that they've seen fall out of the sky. But our weather spotter, James Roach, sent this in to us saying, snowing pretty good here in my corner of Wentworth. You can see a few streaks of it across his Ring doorbell camera there. This I just had to share with you. It was so cute. Look at this little guy, a bluebird, hunkering down inside the box in Gibsonville as that cold weather starts to hit. I think Scotty summed it up pretty well when he said 24 in Asheboro, sleet and snow near the zoo. I'm fine. Everything is fine through those icicles on your face. We are starting to see some churches post that they will cancel services in the morning or delay. It's really important to check with your church's social media page before you head out the door in the morning. Also, on WFMY News 2, we've got a list of all the closings as they come in that you can check there anytime. Forsyth County also shutting down some parks for tomorrow. Just about 35 minutes ago, posting that some parks will be closed on Sunday, January 25th. That includes Tanglewood, Triad Park, Horizons Park, Blues Lake Park, Kernersville Lake Park, and more. So if you do want to get out and about, you're probably not going to go to those parks. A lot of questions I'm seeing online about the Bowman Gray Stadium because the Clash is next weekend. Will all this be gone by then? Are they going to be able to have the race? Well, Short Track Scene posted that Bowman Gray Stadium has been brine treated in advance of the winter storm. Hopefully it won't be too bad over there. We love that race. This, though, sums up pretty much the message from every leader across our city, county, and state right now. It's a cute cat saying it, but they're saying it too. Just stay home. It is not worth getting out right now unless you absolutely have to. Hey, we know you've got questions about the weather right now. We'd love to hear from you what those questions are and try to answer some of them here on TV for you. Just text them in 336-379-5775. We'll be